Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Monday, the 3rd of August. All right, just having a quick look at where the dollar ended up. It closed Friday on a bit of a positive note. You can see here just on the dollar index, it's popped up above sort of 93.20.30, and he's just hanging around that level at the moment. Now, because it's sort of just drifted lower over the last week or couple of weeks, we've got multiple resistance levels on the top side. So I still think it's going to struggle. And this could basically be one of those short-term reversals where you do get a bit of profit taking, everyone reassesses, and then we come back and sort of work out what's going from there. So I don't think it's the dollar has changed this downtrend yet, but I tell you what, it's in a bit of an interesting phase for quite a few pairs, and in particular the Aussie and the Euro. Okay, Euro definitely enjoying the sunshine up above as the dollar fell. Now it's come back down below 118 on a longer term daily chart. It looks like we could almost be getting like a head and shoulders for those traditional technical analysts out there, but it's uncertain here at the moment. It's below this level, and it really needs to get back above 118 to really, say that uptrend will continue. In actual fact, we still have support down here around 116, sort of 2030, which will be the next level of support. But you know what? Same with the Aussie. There's a fair bit of room here, about 100 points at least, to dribble lower. And the Kiwi is following suit. So to me, right at the moment, because of the move back down into the range on the daily charts, Aussie and Kiwi, to me, have a potential reversal. With the Kiwi, it's still uncertain, but it's got a bit of a way to go before we hit that, longer-term support level a little bit lower. Now, dollar yen shot to the top side, right? One of the Japanese finance ministers, I think, came out and said, the recent moves in the yen were excessive or too rapid, which generally means they're pissed off and they'll do something if they have to stop this massive appreciation. So dollar yen has spiked back into the range. And obviously that, once again, that discombobulates the yen crosses. And you'll see that if I can just get you back to that risk on, risk off page. Well, I'll show you there exactly what we've got. It's a bit of a weird one, right? Because if you look at if I just move this thing here, you look at the US equities, slightly up. Okay, so you'd think that'd be slight risk on, but we saw obviously a bit more of a risk off move, right? So this is where you don't get sucked into that correlation that you think is always the same. It's not. And when you look at the correlation matrix, right, you've got some of these pairs moving specifically with the Dow, right? That's just more because of that bounce in dollar yen. So to me, it's a little bit of a tricky one just at the moment to work out exactly what pair is going to move and what's moving what, right? And once again, if I just come back to the news, you'll work out here exactly why I sort of think that, because there's a lot of weird news over the weekend. Now, breaking news: Trump has given China's ByteDance 45 days to negotiate a sale of the US TikTok. Now, that's just another little jab at the Chinese, right? So you'd expect the Chinese to come back and come back with something there, some sort of tit for tat. Excuse the pun there on TikTok. But Microsoft, continue to talk about buying it. Dollar rises post biggest monthly drop in a decade. I'll tell you what, it hasn't been huge, but it's been significant enough for them to write an article about. Now, the rest of the news is a lot of stuff about just the dollar's fall and how currencies have rallied, and a bit more coronavirus stuff. So it's not exactly something tangible that you can really hang your hat on and jump into a trade first thing Monday. I think it's a little bit tricky at this stage. If I just bring you back to the daily market insight, I can give you a bit of a wrap up. Now, coming into Monday, for those who are just joining us new, Mondays are notoriously crap, right? You get all this weekend news, has to be factored into the market, and that's what we have to wait and see where things settle down. And the main drive is still those geopolitical stuff related to COVID. And then you come back down. Let me just have a look here. Trading with the market now. I have got this new color code system. Hopefully it helps you out, work out what to do and what's going on now. Dollar yen, dollar CAD, and Kiwi, to me, uncertain just at the moment as to what's going on. There's a bit of a mixed bag with the technical levels going up short term, still going down long term. So a bit of a tricky one. You've got the two pairs that still are holding on to their recent short-term and long-term trends, dollar Swiss and sterling. To me, they are the best pairs to be focused on. Probably more dollar Swiss, right? Because the Swiss is so neutral. I think this is a better pair. Looking to sell rallies here, to me, makes a lot of sense. And then you come back down to the euro and the Aussie. Well, they have been in nice little uptrends, but they are it's not quite uncertain, but I tell you what, because they've already sort of broken down a touch, there's a potential for a reversal of at least 100 points plus on those pairs. But, Monday, as I said, it's not the best day because you've got all this news coming in, needs to be factored into the market. If anything, for me, something to focus on would be dollar Swiss. Selling a rally at this point looks pretty good. All right. And that's pretty much it. It's a non-farm payrolls week. So make sure it'll get a lot more airtime as we go through. We've got the RBA. You're just scrolling down through the data here. Bank of England as well. And then you've come back in, obviously, non-farm payrolls thrown in with the Canadian employment numbers. So that's going to be a talking point as we go probably through Wednesday onwards. The market will start focusing on that. And that may lead to a bit more squaring up of those dollar shorts as we come into the week. All right. So that's where we are coming into Monday's trading. To me, if you are looking for a trade, dollar Swiss looks like the best sort of pair at the moment. Outside of that, you probably give Monday a bit of a wide berth and let the market settle down with all that weekend news. All right, guys, have a good trade week. Cheerio.